Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to The Stack. I am Bryan Broaddus, going to take you along the journey today. Stack is sponsored by, we're so excited about this.
What?
8 Beer. 8 Beer. You look at you, Iisha, already get into the 8 Beer.
You've been itching to crack this thing open.
I like a good beer.
It is. It's a really good beer. 8 Beer. It's an elite light beer, super premium light lager. It's 90 calories, 2.6 carbs. Crisp, refreshing lager with a clean finish. 8 Beer, the light beer made right. Speaking of my guys made right, Iisha Morrison once again back. Thank you so much. And Zach Wolchuk going to be a part of this one today. So as always, guys. You know me, I'm going to jump right into things. That's kind of the way I operate when we come to these things. The question I have for you guys today, and really what I'm trying to figure out is kind of a would you rather. I want to test, and we'll do this quite a bit because I am always interested in knowing what you guys have to say about these players. But would you rather tells me how strongly you feel about them. Okay? So we're talking about, particularly here with the Cowboys pick. You know, right now it is 12 and 20 is what we're looking at with the 2 picks. Could be a little bit later if Green Bay decides to win this playoff game. But I want to know, I'm going to give you a couple of sets of guys. And you tell me how strongly you feel about them at pick 12 and then potentially pick 20 as well. Start off with our edge rusher from the Miami Hurricane. Start off with Bain and Cisse, the corner from South Carolina. And we kind of feel like they'll look and listening to Steven and Jerry and Brian Schottenheimer talk a little bit yesterday, we could kind of get the idea that they're looking for defensive players. So I'm setting this up in a way. You have an opportunity with Bain and Cisse. Iisha, I'll start with you on that one. How do you feel about that combination, and would you be excited about that combination?
I think I would be excited about the combination. I think that Cisse brings some of the attitude that you're looking for from the cornerback position. Obviously with Bain, we talked about it ad nauseum, like that we think that this is one of the best players in this draft. So it's both of these guys I think are where Dallas is, needing a plug and play, needing a guy that can come out there and be a tone setter already. I think that I would be okay with that group. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I love these are 2 first rounders.
Absolutely.
The combination of Bain and Cisse to me. Now, I wonder when it comes to Cisse, is he going to be a slot corner? I think that could be where he is because of his quickness. Now, this is for me because my biggest fear about him when I watched him is I think he can get beat deep. I don't know that he necessarily played high level of quarterbacks consistently, and I think that there were plays to be made against him if the quarterback play had have been better. But smooth change of direction. I think, you know, he's a guy that's quick, short area quickness, explosiveness, which is why I wonder that skill set and a little bit of a smaller frame, 6 foot, 190 is what I currently have him at. That's just from the South Carolina website.
Right.
But, you know, I do think that he's a guy, certainly when you go into nickel dime, can he kick inside and be a nickel corner for you? I think he can play outside, but I worry about receivers being able to get him down the field, whether it's double moves or just if they get a clean release at the line, they can get behind him. But I've got him as my number 3 corner currently. Big fan. So him and Bain would be the 2 ones. The other option for you with Malinoa, the offensive tackle out of Miami.
Okay, I've got you coming on that one too. Yeah, I got you. Iisha, you want to add anything about the
about the nickel part of it. It's so funny because I wanted to circle back to something that Zach said yesterday about you just shamelessly don't care about some of these smaller corners.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you're happy with this class.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these guys are 6 foot, 190, 5'11", but they're feisty. And I agree with you on Cisse. I do think he can lose the ball when it's in the air, especially when he's on some of these deep routes. I'm not totally down on his transitions and kind of how he backpedals and stuff, but I do understand what you're saying with maybe some of the physicality that he has is better suited inside. I think nickel is a definite need for Dallas, as we know.
Yeah.
And with what's going on with Deron Bland, I'm of the mindset that you handle corner like you starting from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
You have to at this point. And I don't think that, obviously Savon Ravel is going to, hopefully he can bounce back this year, in this upcoming year, but I think they need to handle it like they have to figure out who. Losing Jordan Lewis was huge.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about it enough to me.
No, and Jerry actually made the comment in the press conference, during his walk-off. He finally acknowledged the loss of Jordan Lewis and really they didn't think that, it would be as big of a deal as it is. And now he even made the point of they thought Bland, when it comes to him playing in the slot, hit the in and out versatility, and he didn't play inside as well as they thought. So, I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. I kind of think Bland is better suited as a slot corner than he is as an outside player. But the feet, that's going to be a question moving forward. So I'm with you. The other thing about Cisse is when he first got to campus, he was a special teams guy.
Yeah.
And he was the co-special teams newcomer of the year in the SEC. So he's going to be able to at least get on the field for you immediately on special teams. And his ability, the physicality, he'll go downhill, he'll play against the run. If you're talking about a corner you want to kick inside, play the slot, they've got to have that play temperament, right? Where they're not going to shy away from contact. They'll get physical. He can be sticky. I mean, once he's in phase, he is tough to get away from.
He stays there. He's sticky there. But I will say, too, are we getting to a point where South Carolina is just they're producing some secondary guys. They're producing some corners. And another thing, too, is like, to your point, the temperament. A lot of these guys got an attitude. They want to be in your face. And I think that with this game and how, like we talked about, how it's changing so much, how people are finding favorable matchups on the interior and trying to stack them up against these nickels and smaller guys, you need a guy like this that's not afraid to come up and tackle and stuff. So I do understand what you're saying, though, about some of the ranginess on the back end and just trying to sort through that with him.
And Vandy, Virginia Tech, Kentucky, and like Diego Pavia, the best quarterback of those three.
Yeah.
The quarterback played Virginia Tech and Kentucky. I think there were plays left to be on the field. And maybe he knew that. That also could be a factor here. Maybe he knew they're not going to be able to get behind me. Their quarterback play isn't good. So he could have been gambling a little bit too. I mean, there are players. J.C. Horn, when we got to talk to him pre-draft, I thought he was a grabby guy.
Yeah.
And I asked him about that. And he was like, look, I know the rules. And I know the difference in the rules between college and the pros. They're well coached, and they're really smart there at South Carolina.
Do you guys question his speed then? I kind of detect that maybe, Iisha, Zach, do you guys have some questions about can this guy really run?
It's the feet to me.
Yeah, because I think that he is good with the change of direction. I wrote down the short to intermediate parts of the field. And I think that is, maybe more quicker than deep speed. Absolutely. Because I do think that you can beat him down the field. And so I wonder what he'll run. I do think his 40 time is one that I'm going to want to look at. Now, I could be totally wrong.
No. I'm saying wow because, myself, and I've been wrong about these guys before, I do feel like this guy can be a hard guy to get away from.
Well, I was about to say,
I agree with you.
I think he stacks guys well.
But I think it's like once he's... As I mentioned, once he's in phase, I think that maybe it's the double moves that can get. And I think again, it could be he could be gambling,
and he
could be trying to bait guy the recovery aspect of it. Could he have the recovery speed?
He's very aggressive, and that's not something I dislike. Especially, I want a corner that's gonna get up at the line of scrimmage and redirect the defender, the offensive player, and get in their face, and that's something he does. I think it's also too. You talked about him staying in phase. I just feel like sometimes he opens up his hips a little too much.
Yeah.
A little too much.
Okay.
I wish he was a little tighter in his transitions. I think that would help him stay a little bit more like you said, like sticky to the receiver. But other than that, and then finding the ball in the air.
Yeah, and I think that's where the size might show up too.
Yeah, finding the ball in the air is the thing.
I think when he went against some of the bigger receivers, that's where some of the downfield stuff, because you'll see him, like if it ends up being a contested catch, maybe that's where the size limitations are, and that goes back to what we talked about in episode 1. Maybe that's why scouts do. They're like, hey, the measurables matter. Yeah. Don't look over that. I do still fight for the tiny guys because he's a pest.
I'm not like him.
And I love the attitude that he plays with.
From a fellow tiny, you have my support.
Big hearts.
Have we seen Terrell from Clemson play?
Yeah.
Maybe.
And he's smaller.
Yeah, and I'm asking this in this and I say it this way because I look at this, and I said this in the last lines of my notes, and if you have
The only one I didn't like.
with Terrell at Clemson, he might be a safer player and played longer at a higher level, but I think scouts are really going to like this guy. I think they're going to like the way, and you talk about a little bit about the gambling aspect to him. I think he does need to be a little bit better of a tackler too. I think if you listen to the South Carolina coaches talk about him a little bit, they'd like for him to improve in that area. But I think this guy is kind of a ready-made player, and he's 20 years old. That's the thing.
Do you know how many times I was shook? I literally wrote in my notes so many times watching players last night. Baby nugget.
It's a good blend because you've got a lot of young guys. Whether we're talking about Ohio State and these corners, 20 years old.
Young dudes.
But then you got the 25-year-old Romello Height and Akeem Mesidor.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of young dudes that are 2021. Ooh, Mesidor, he's not getting enough love now.
No, we'll get to that.
John Owning's hyping him up, and rightly so.
He did tell me to watch him.
You need to.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to get on that one. But I do like Cisse. Okay, so we're kind of thinking though, if say the Green Bay pick turns into past 25, is this a guy that you would be comfortable with in taking him at 25?
Absolutely.
And that you would think like the Cowboys would be okay with that themselves?
What they doing at safety? Sorry. If we're going to take the fact that maybe this is a guy that can get beat deep sometimes, Cowboys got to improve safety.
Okay. So you're maybe thinking about another corner then. Even, and we'll get to the safeties because we'll play this game a ton this year. Would you rather kind of a situation? So okay, I think I would be. I think I'd
be comfortable with.
I would be comfortable with him. Iisha, I don't get the. And that's
cool. I'm not uncomfortable with him. I think the tackling thing is something I'm going to look into.
Oh no, I don't. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. There might be.
I'm not in the mood for that
because the better tackler.
We've seen it enough.
Like the two that you brought up. Terrell.
Yeah.
Terrell has Jordan Lewis aspects to his game in my opinion.
I'm over.
Yeah.
I don't want no corners that don't want to tackle in this league.
All right.
Too many people attack your edges. Make your corners have to come up and tackle. You need guys that are willing but are actually good at it too. Because you got killed. Specifically, the Cowboys got killed there this year.
Yeah. All right. I like what you're doing there.
I'm fussing.
No, you're fussy. You're okay.
No, keep the fussing going.
Keep the fussy
You
going.
don't think the Delane is better?
Oh no, Delane.
I mean,
Delane might be the number one guy.
Yeah, I mean,
I know.
And I got the LSU bias, so people crush me about that. Like, it's an LSU. I have McCoy from Tennessee as the first one, and I wonder with Delane at LSU, and we'll get to him. We'll get to him.
Okay, sorry.
No.
Delane's clinical, and we'll talk. But I think Delane's better than the two guys we just mentioned.
Sicko. But if we're gonna choose after those guys, you guys think that?
I was thinking Delane was going to be gone when I put this thing together.
That's perfect.
Okay, well you could play another, and we'll do it another time too. Where would you consider taking Delane first at 12, and then taking one of these edge rushers?
Yes.
Sure. A lot of the edge rushers are outside linebackers anyway.
Yeah, that's true. But if Bain's there, that's going to be tough to pass up at 12.
That's why I threw Bain in there as yeah.
Oh my God, you got to go BPA, but the way that
you got Delane over Bain. Like if you were to stack them right now, if I was saying, hey, you got to pick one, is it Rueben Bain Jr. from Miami, the edge, or is it Mansour Delane, the corner from LSU? You're on the clock at 12.
It's probably gonna be the corner.
You're gonna be the corner.
It's just the degree of difficulty. And the way that he is able to play, he plays the position like it's his. Does it make sense?
He does.
No, you're not wrong.
He's
not wrong.
So confident, and you rarely see him out of position. The size mixed with the versatility. I do think, and then again, like you just talked about it, this guy can play outside, and I do think he can move him inside if you need to situationally as well. Yeah. So
we'll get that.
I'm not gonna go too hard, but I would agree. I think that he's a little bit ahead there.
Gotcha. All right, the next combination I have for you is Malinoa, the tackle from Miami, the offensive tackle, and CJ Allen, the linebacker from Georgia. I'm trying to get you guys to tell me, is there an offensive player you would take at 12?
Well, Malinoa I would take at 12. Now, I think Fano from Utah, to me, is the best tackle in the draft.
I have it the opposite way.
I do.
Yeah.
You have it the opposite way?
Well, it's Malinoa's the physical, nasty.
Thank you.
Malinoa is a guard.
You think he's a guard?
Woo!
Now,
I'm going to give you a chance.
I think he's got some
I'm gonna give you a
flexibility, but
chance.
why would you play him at guard over tackle?
Don't start with me. I think when you look at the body control that he possesses,
Yeah.
I'm sitting up here looking at him, and he just has the ability
So
to
boxy.
set and recover
Yeah.
through the pass rep. And he's a hell of a unit. I think that his lower half is what really helps him with
Yeah.
his balance and things like that.
315 pounds.
I don't know. I feel like what I say. Oh, I said he can play a little tall at times.
Sure.
I don't know if he has the knee bend or quickness to consistently deal with twitchy edges all the time. I think he's winning with spacing and timing and not, just in leverage in that sense. That's just what I saw.
No.
I was surprised by the balance in his play too, because he can do it in the run game, do it in the pass game, and how heavy his anchor is for him to be as kind of like tall as he is.
Right.
But I just feel like I see more of a guard. I can't describe it, guys, but it feels like when you watch tackles,
Is it
when you
his
watch
body type?
It's the body type.
It's the body, but
It
it's
is the
also
body.
how he sinks into his feet.
Yeah.
When you watch tackles, they kind of, it depends. Like some of them can like really focus on the balls of their feet, or they sink into their heels.
Right.
When you look at guards, a lot of the time they're very centered with their feet. And so when I look at him in the way that he takes on weight, when he takes on impact, he's falling on like not the balls of his feet. Like it's more, he's falling more on the balls of his feet, in the middle of his feet, than the outside. Does it make sense? Like
No, it does,
I can't
yeah.
describe it. It's.
Because
I'm still learning.
No.
But
I don't.
Now, see,
I don't see no
I-
tackle.
I agree
Not a
with
consistent
you.
tackle.
where he plays a little high.
Wait, let me ask you a real quick question. You don't see the tackle aspect because you don't think his footwork's good enough.
I no.
You think he's better in a smaller, confined space?
It's because of how he anchors.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
his anchor would be far more effective as a guard than as a tackle.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that he can't do tackle stuff, because
No, you're not.
I'm watching this kid play, and I know he can do tackle things, but I just feel like he is. I don't know. I see a guard, and I like how he will help out his guards
He's
too.
a smart
He helps out his guards. He's very aware. He'll help out his guards. Well, his guards. He'll help out his tight ends. I don't know. And his hands are so active at tackle. Imagine at guard.
Yeah.
He's got
Imagine what he could do at guard with how active his hand usage is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. I mean,
I'm struggling. I don't want to piss nobody off, but
No. That's what we
Stand
do
with
on
how
this
you
show. Show 2, we just piss people off. Is what we
I
do.
don't think you're wrong in the assessment that he can play guard at all.
But you see him more.
Because I wrote down, I can see teams kicking him inside the guard. Certain teams. I do think he can play right tackle. And I think he's a plug-and-play guy
I agree
at right
too.
tackle. Because the body type's there, the pop in his hands, once he gets a hold of you, it's good night.
Yeah.
But I do see what you're saying in terms of he can play a little bit high, but once he gets his anchor and his base set, I mean, he is just one of these guys that he's not going to let you go.
Yeah, really good
And he's got
functional
that mauler tenacity, temperament, where he's going to go ahead and play a little nasty, will drive people off the ball. I also do love he's in his kick step. To get back, he covers a lot of ground.
Okay.
So he's one of these guys to me that when he's getting back in his stance and pass pro, his footwork's not elite, but he makes up for it by that step to be able to not have to use extra steps there, to be able to get to his spot and latch on. So to me, I do like him a lot, and he's one of these guys, Tyler Booker, IMG Academy. He's an IMG Academy kid. I mean, he's been built for this, trying to play, knowing that pro type of offense. His nickname, Cisse. I think that's pretty cool. And if you don't want to say his name and Francis Malinoa, just call him Cisse. I'm totally cool with that. Top tackle in the country coming out. But I like him. I'd play him at right tackle. If they needed to kick him into guard, I think he's capable of doing it. But I don't think he's a left tackle.
No.
I've heard some people want to fight like, hey, I don't think he's athletic enough to kick on the other side personally.
Well, I disagree with you.
I think
on
he's
that.
a right player.
I mean, I think he's going to be a handful in pinning and pulling, just because he can really loop around.
Yeah.
But I said something similar to what you're saying, is that he uses, you talked about the kick step and stuff. I do think he uses spacing and timing to set up his blocks. I mean, I will say, I do love how he takes on double teams. He ain't scared.
Yeah.
And the way he attacks defenders. I also, too, I feel like he kind of, like, digs guys out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, he's got
he
the
does.
nasty finish stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
He does.
Don't say no.
And I think he adjusts really well.
gosh. Yes.
I think he's got great adjustment. I mean, if he gets caught in a bad position, he's got tremendous feel and understanding of what he needs to do to correct himself.
Watch him. He thinking of something.
Well, he's about to be wrong about this left tackle thing.
What are you saying? You think
I'll
he's a left
fight him
tackle?
on
You-
that.
I think he can play left tackle.
Okay.
I do. I think
gotta
it's
go watch.
I think it's a natural knee bender. I think he's got anchor strength. I think he can really. I think when Zach was talking about the footwork and his ability to to be able to adjust. The one issue that he might have is he gets a little too top heavy at times.
Yeah, I would-
he will come a little like he will try and go for the kill shot, and he gets a little too top heavy on that. But he's not ending up on the ground, when he gets that way. And so I kind of feel like that this guy with the feet, the footwork, I think he could be a potential left tackle. I really do. I think the violence he plays with, the technique, the body control, the balance. He plays from a 2-point stance.
He does.
He does.
I
I'll watch him again.
Yeah, no, I mean, this guy started as a true freshman.
I mean,
He did.
yeah,
Started
This
immediately.
guy's
13
played like
starts.
a ton of games.
I
mean,
think the kid
all
can
the
play.
physical tools. Let me ask you this, Let me ask you this. For the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys, would this be the type of player with way you see him draft him, play him at guard, and kick Tyler Smith to tackle?
Ooh. So you're talking about he's kicking over to the left guard.
is he going to be a better tackle than Tyler?
Well, I mean, this would be Tyler. Okay, what would you want to do?
What would you want to do? Would you want to, if you could draft this guy, if you could draft Cisse here,
Yes,
You're
you see.
doing like a pimp name.
if you could draft Cisse, would you consider playing him in your eyes at left guard and kick Tyler Smith to left tackle?
Let me tell y'all something. Tyler Smith is tired of us. He tired of us skipping and moving him around.
Oh, I know that.
If they decide to move to tackle, it needs to be done. It
I
needs to be-
I
he's
was
a tackle.
thinking you think his best position might be guard.
I think Tyler Smith's best position is guard.
No.
You talking about this kid?
Francis.
What about Malinoa?
Malinoa.
I just think you could optimize the traits that he has at guard
Yeah.
Okay.
instead of tackle.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think he would be a lot more. I think he could really, really like dominate at guard. But
So-
I understand that tackle is important and people need it.
No,
you got a guy that's
you
capable.
you got him at guard.
If he's capable, go do it.
I
Go
think
do
you need to
it.
just decisively.
I
put him
think
as
he's a guard. I think
you
he's.
could have him as a guard on your board, Iisha.
I have to commit.
I want the commitment.
I'm gonna
I
try.
don't have time to screw around here. We're trying to build our boards and draft some players.
You hear how they're yelling at me, and you see how they treat me. I'm just okay. When I saw him as a guard, I'm still learning offensive line. I'm like, am I crazy?
I appreciate you having the vision. I appreciate because I think this body type does look like that of a guard.
He does.
I do. And some of the movement things, I might be over evaluating his movement skills.
And maybe
the
he's a
left tackle
baby
thing,
too.
I don't see.
He's a baby.
I think he needs to stay at right tackle. I think he'd be.
It's
a
okay if you
really
guys are
good
wrong.
right
It's
tackle.
all right.
We might be. We
Still
might
love
be.
you guys in the
It's
show.
okay that you're wrong.
You
Yeah,
stick
I
to the
know.
long snap.
But he's-
All right.
he's fun, though.
Not real quick, but okay, Malinoa, okay, maybe a guard for you potentially.
Yes.
Don't think he can play the left tackle, but like him at right tackle.
Yep.
He's the second tackle on your board.
Yep.
Okay. Utah kid.
He's the second tackle on my.
Okay.
board.
Because you think he's a guard. That's why he's the second.
No.
Best guard on Aisha's
You're
board,
That's
sick.
what I'm saying.
Oh, y'all gonna jump me?
which he would be. I mean, I would agree actually. I
Okay.
do think he's better than the Penn State kid.
Okay. Then on the back end of that was the CJ Allen linebacker from Georgia. Zach, educate me.
All right, CJ Allen. We're talking 6'1", true junior. Plays both linebacker and running back in high school, which I thought was interesting. 4th overall prospect coming out of Georgia, coming into high school. Also, basketball shot put guy.
Okay.
So we talked in episode 1. We like our duel. This dude's a freak athlete.
Yeah.
He showcases good awareness in zone coverage. I think he can cover when it comes to the passing game, breaks on the ball really well, will fill holes in the run game, can fight off blocks. But he'll also get stuck on blocks. Like I saw inconsistency with his ability to hand fight and disengage, but he will make plays in the running game. He can make tackles in space. He plays with vision. I think he's smart. He's a great athlete. He runs incredibly well. I mean, this guy's got sideline to sideline ability. I think he could play outside or inside linebacker. I think he's got that versatility. I would like to see more of a physical player sometimes because he has the size and the athleticism to do it. Now, 6'1", 235. My guy, Jacob Rodriguez.
I was about to ask you this.
Getting knocked for it. I think I am going to be.
I was going to ask you this: Rodriguez or this guy?
Rodriguez.
Okay.
And I am going to be alone in this fight. I've already seen people.
You're going to die on that hill?
Yes. People have come at me already on the Twitters, or X, formerly known as Twitters. I don't care.
I would not know. That's not my life.
I think
right now.
Well, it'll be soon enough. I think Jacob Rodriguez, to me, I would rather have than CJ Allen.
Okay.
But CJ Allen is a much better athlete than Jacob Rodriguez is. I think Rodriguez just has a better knack of avoiding blocks than CJ Allen does.
Yeah, but I think that CJ Allen's stack and shed technique is some of the cleanest I've seen from a linebacker.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Preach, my friend. Preach.
That's crazy that you feel like, I mean, just.
Oh, he loves him some Jacob Rodriguez.
I'm upset. I love J-Rod. And it might have been the games that I watched. Like the Florida tape was incredible for CJ Allen, but Tennessee and Georgia Tech,
Yeah.
I was a little underwhelmed.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think that his hips are super fluid either when you're talking about maybe want him to do some things in coverage. Is he a Sam?
He might be better as an outside
I think
guy.
would be better as a Sam.
Okay.
With just how he is able to flow to the ball. He displays a lot, and that might be what you're talking about. He displays a lot of patience playing the run. And it's not that it's it's kind of weird because you want a guy to have a quick trigger.
Yeah.
He's the way he flows to the ball, he's almost like
He's
a guy.
hesitant. I see. You could be onto something.
But it's not hesitant. It's not ugly
No,
hesitant.
you're
He's
right.
reading it.
You could be that it's patience, and I'm viewing it as he's hesitant, and I want a guy to go. I want him to read, react, go.
Well, he triggers once he reads it, but
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you
Yeah.
see him.
It's late sometimes.
You see him like bouncing, dissecting the play.
Sure.
And I think he flows to the ball well. We talked about him. Obviously, he's efficient as a blitzer as well.
Yeah.
I like how he affects the passing lanes. This is a guy that's going to get his hands up, pop up in the air, whatever. But
Sam Backer, though, huh?
I think I think we'd be better suited as a Sam.
I did put him as an outside guy. Like, I think that his skill set and athleticism, he'd be better outside than inside. But I think he's got the ability to do both.
And that's what you were saying. I wrote down, he's a good tackler, the way he wraps up, but it sounds like you want somebody to be thumping people all the time.
Yeah.
He's not going to thump guys like that. I think he is aggressive and when he tackles, but it's not like he's not a punishing
No, but he
linebacker.
does break. I mean, his ability in space to make plays in space is really impressive.
But the gap discipline is so good.
It is.
I mean, I see a sound linebacker. I see a linebacker.
Project him in Dallas' scheme then.
Barnacles.
I mean, we don't know who they're going to hire, but project him of how you think he would play for Dallas because you talked about him as a Sam linebacker potentially. Look at her; she's starting to move that mic.
Yeah, I would rather go with the dude from Texas than him.
Oh, Anthony Hill.
Okay,
fit into
okay, all right. We'll get to that one. We'll get to that one.
But as far as his play, I mean, who's your Sam right now?
Overshown?
Overshown's your Sam right
Or is he going to be your weak side guy? Yeah. I mean, I don't know that they truly have a mic.
Yeah, I don't think they have a real
That's the
mic.
issue.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
You think you're going to be a veteran for the mic? You got to,
Yeah,
if you can find
They
one.
could.
I think so.
There's some linebackers to be
So
had.
I brought this CJ out. I think you're right in some regards about the Sam linebacker stuff.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me what you
I don't think he could cover very well.
I said that's what I was saying. He's not fluid enough
that's
for
what
me.
I'm saying. If I have to play him, I don't know how well I'm not going to rely on him in man coverage stuff.
I don't think his route recognition is there just yet, but the speed helps him.
Yeah.
But
I
he's
think
not
he was good
fluid.
in zone, but man, you're right.
Yeah.
I think I have some issues on that one myself. I know people are talking about him, so we're kind of thinking him with the Green Bay pick, not so much.
Are you worried about the size?
Well, Zach will tell you that Rodriguez at 6'1", 235.
And I'm not worried about.
Yeah,
the
they're the
size
same
of
size.
Rodriguez.
Well,
He's going to jump up on the table. If it came down to it, he's going to take that 6'1", 235 guy from Tech.
Yeah, I would.
are smaller linebackers just kind of the deal here?
Man,
Well, not Styles and Hill.
Will, Will's always going to try and get bigger dudes.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that there's a trend. I think we're seeing more undersized linebackers.
Oh no, you're right.
Come up in these classes.
Yeah.
This linebacker class. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Watching,
deep.
I started because y'all told me you need to go watch linebacker. The linebacker class is hyping me up. I'm
Yeah.
getting hyped watching them.
All right.
Which is good.
How about this one then? I'm going to hype you up, and I'm going to let you start with this one.
He hate me.
We've talked a bunch about Reese, you can say he's a linebacker edge from Ohio State, or Hill, the linebacker from Texas. Iisha Morrison, tell me how much you love Hill from Texas as your guy.
He crazy, ain't he?
Oh, he is.
He-
but diabolical, and that's why we love it.
Anthony Hill.
Yes, Anthony Hill, out of Texas. He's 6'3", 238. He's 20 years old, so he's just nugget too.
Denton, Texas boy.
Yeah, okay.
Then Ryan Rader, stand up.
He was the Butkus Award finalist for this year, a Butkus Award finalist for this year.
I think Wolchuk's guy won it, actually, Rodriguez.
Yes,
won it.
32
For the
starts.
record.
Goodbye. 32 starts out of the 40 games that he played with Texas. He had big shoes to fill with the Marion Overshow, and obviously leaving those guys are really close. But my God, 132 solo tackles from the middle linebacker position. 31.5 tackles for loss, 17 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries, 3 interceptions, and 8 forced fumbles. I like the instincts. He's always scanning the backfield. I feel like he's very aware of what's going on. He obviously has he has versatility as a rusher too, if you want to do that.
Does.
Where would y'all prefer to play him if you're going to rush him? They did it a lot off the edge with Texas. Do you think he's a guy that can do anything inside? What you got? Look at his face. What you got?
No, I'm going to play him inside.
You going to play him inside?
I'm going to play him
he's a
inside.
Mike.
He's a
Okay.
Mike linebacker to me.
Okay, and I like him because I feel like he is we have to allocate resources to him type guy. I think he's a guy that teams are going to have to plan for because he's too chaotic. I think he can really ruin your day.
Yeah.
He's a violent tackler.
He is.
He's
No,
a violent tackler.
He'll thump you.
Yes.
He is physical, and I think that when it comes to communication, read, diagnose, leadership ability, this dude processes really well. Now, I do think he can be a little stiff sometimes. He can run and he can get into space. Don't get me wrong. But I do think there are moments, and I have heard that he was hurt and battling injuries this year.
Well,
So I went back and watched his tape, Arizona State in the Peach Bowl, and he moves much better.
Yeah.
So that might have been an issue where he was just dealing with some nagging injuries, and that's what causes a little bit of stiffness in the fluidity in which he moves. But I'm a little biased. I mean, I got to cover him at Denton Ryan. I was calling Denton ISD games of the week. I saw this kid coming up, and he is an absolute freak show athlete. I mean, the closing speed, his ability to make plays in space, the blitzing, he can pick up tight ends, he can play zone coverage. I think I want to see more in man from him if he has to cover, but I do think he does have a tendency to run himself out of position, which will cause him to miss some tackles. You will see over pursuit from Anthony Hill, like breaking down and being a consistent, sure tackler. When he gets there, it's going to be a remember me shot from him sometimes. But there are also other times where I'm like, dang it, you had the play.
Yeah.
And now the guy goes upfield for an extra 5 to 8 yards. But I am a big fan of his. And if you want a Mike linebacker, I do think he's one of the best ones that you're going to be able to get in this draft.
that's crazy because you were just talking about the patience thing with Allen, and this guy he's
the opposite.
He's the opposite.
He sees it and goes.
To answer your question, I might lean more Hill than Reese because of I think that Hill's a little bit more tangible in his route recognition and coverage. And I think he will take the ball away and make you pay if you just being lackadaisical or whatever with the ball.
But if you could have them both.
Both of them.
If you could have Reese, you take him, say you get him at 12, and then you take Hill later.
Dang, ain't nobody gonna be able to run the ball on you.
No, because with Reese, I mean, now you're looking at a guy. If you want to play him off ball, you can.
You get pass rush, you get the linebacker.
But-
we talked about how bad the linebacker position was.
Yeah.
I mean,
You playing Reese at edge, you play him at linebacker.
I went back and watched him a little bit more last night, and I think the edge stuff is there. I just think it's going to take longer to refine than what I think people think. I don't think it's just he's gonna come out the gate being able to just rush the passer as well as like what I think a lot of people expect. Is that how do y'all feel? Do y'all think he's automatic? I'm gonna be able to come out and beat some of the best tackles in the game. I don't know. I think he might have to work to that, but. Yeah, I think I would right now. I think I would lean more from a linebacker spot. I would lean more Hill, and I know that sounds crazy, but I just like his play style a little bit better, especially from the coverage standpoint. It's not perfect. You need to see him in man more, but I feel like he reads a tad bit better than Reese right now.
I think Styles is the better linebacker than Reese right now.
Yeah.
But I think Reese, if you move him to edge and you just let him work at it and you coach him up, I think he's going to end up being the best edge in the draft.
No, Styles.
And so I'm not gonna go off that point. I know towards the end of the year, statistically, were the numbers where you wanted it? No. But he has rare physical gifts that you cannot teach, and that is going to cause offensive tackles fits. And when he does get to be that finished mold of clay where he now knows how to break down tackles and he's got more pass rush arsenal, this dude, sky's the limit for him.
Well, I guess it depends on what you're looking for. Because, I mean, if again, like Zach said, like, do you have the guys to just let a guy that maybe you need to play linebacker sit at edge and learn how to do it?
Well, they could do it like they did with Micah in year one, where you are floating him. He's playing some off ball, then he's playing on ball, which is kind of what they did a little bit at Ohio State with Matt Patricia.
I kind of feel like I would put him at end and go.
I agree. I'm
not messing around. I mean, what did we start to see with Micah? They weren't playing him at linebacker.
Amen.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. They just
wanted to.
Yeah.
It was effective sometimes. Like,
oh, sure.
We needed him to take over in the middle. But
I just think that with Reese, I wonder what Matt Patricia was thinking about at the end, because you can watch some of these games and
usage.
Yeah, the usage of it. You can watch. It was really strange.
And he just is not
really
comfortable
strange
in coverage. And I want him just going to get the quarterback.
Really, really strange. All right, here it is. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
This is my 8 light beer question of the day for you guys.
Ready?
Let me get situated here.
Get situated.
Oh gosh, that pours well.
I'm tired.
Pours so well.
Delicious.
90 calories here, man. This is just right before we need to get going here. All right.
Elite.
Here's my question. And by the way, this thing is crisp, refreshing. Tastes really
It is nice and cold.
So cold.
Yeah.
awesome. All right. Question of the day. We went through all these guys. Malinoa, Allen, Bain, Cisse, Reese, Hill. Rank them of how you would like to take them. With those combinations, how do you feel like that you would like to take them in that? Which of the pair was the absolute best for you? And I'll enjoy this 8 beer while you're doing that.
Bane and CeCe would be my top one.
Okay.
Reese and Hill, number 2.
Okay. Go ahead.
And then Malinoa, CJ Allen.
Okay, and tell me why.
Well, I've got 2 first-round grades on Bane and Cisse.
Yep.
The other 2 options, I've got a 1 and a 2. So Reese, to me, is going to end up probably being a top 3 player on the board. I think he's the best player out of the guys listed here outside of maybe Bain. Bain can challenge him for that. So Reese is going to automatically, him being involved is going to trump the Malinoa for me. And I do think Anthony Hill and CJ Allen are pretty close. And I think Anthony Hill is a true Mike linebacker for the Cowboys, is a better fit than CJ Allen.
Okay.
So that's why I go Reese and Hill over Malinoa and Allen. Now, I love me some Malinoa. There are others that I know, and our buddy Foots, he is a CJ Allen guy, and I see it. I know why you like him, but I think that's how I would rank it. Bain and Cisse with my top pick, Reese and Hill, and then Malinoa, CJ Allen.
I think I would do. I wanted to fight you, but
fight him. No, please do. Do.
I want to. Well, the pick makes sense because I also too have Bain as like my number 1 too. So it's hard to just veer from that. Obviously, pairing him with Cisse, who we look at as somebody that is like a plug and play guy that we think is ready. That makes the most sense to be the 1. Now I'm struggling with this too because again, a lot of what we're talking about with Reese is on projection.
It is.
It's just some of the projects. So I'm trying to figure out because that tackle for Miami, what was the gentleman's name? Was it from Oregon State or something last year? Was it
Talise Fuaga?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, he's a stud.
when you watch this guy, like when you watch this tackle, it's just consistent.
Yeah.
And I just
Immediately helps you, doesn't it?
I value the consistency and that he can immediately help you. CJ Allen, I think, is someone that can immediately help you. So I'm gonna go with the Bane and CeCe first.
And then Malinoa Allen would be your number 2, it sounds like.
It's so hard. I would say yes, but that I'm dying on the hill with Hill.
Yeah.
I'm dying on the hill with Hill. So I'm gonna go the Bane and CeCe, Reese and Hill, and then how do you list?
Malinoa.
And
CJ Allen.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it in the same order as him, but it's closer for me than it is for you.
What do you think, Draft Godfather? What are you doing?
I'm going with Bain, Cisse. I'm then turning around. I think Malinoa and Allen would be 2. Reese, I do love. I like what you're saying about the projection it in, but man, I think he's one of the best. Hill is kind of a wild card for me. Hill here, and it was a little bit. It was tough. I agree with you about the tackle. I just look at the Cowboys, and I know if the Cowboys were to do something where in free agency they gave them flexibility to be able to go take a tackle, it'd be nice. I don't think they're going to do much. I want to believe they're going to try something. Just give me some flexibility where I could talk about taking that tackle if he's there.
Terrence Steele, how do y'all feel about him returning? Do you think he will return?
See, that's what I'm saying.
Because I think that changes the conversation.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at this as a possibility of, I think it's Guyton at left tackle and then potentially Malinoa playing right tackle would be what I would like to see. But I don't know if they're going to give me flexibility. I put him in there because I was trying to find an offensive player. I'll keep doing this because I'm going to find an offensive player that you guys were going to get off a defensive player for.
Dang.
No, Malinoa is definitely one of those guys that I would be considering at 12. I don't think that you're off on him whatsoever. I mean, he's plug and play at that right side.
Yeah.
Tackle
I think so.
again.
Oh, they're gonna. I know. They're gonna
Tackle again.
Yeah, there's a lot of offensive line fatigue.
I'm saying, and this class ain't even that good, so you better get it while it's good.
I'd say this about Hill. I think he is more of the if you can move back.
Yeah.
He's a day 2 guy.
Yeah.
You don't think he's a first round pick?
No, I wouldn't. I would. But
I didn't think it was a first.
But what's going to happen is when we're going to have 15 to 18 first round grades, and then Hill's going to be somewhere like 27, 28, and you're end up going to have to take him in the first round. Is where you're going to have to think about it.
Y'all sleeping on CJ Allen.
I don't disagree with about CJ Allen.
I'm looking at. I was just watching the technique, and
I know
was
you're not.
oh,
he's got it.
This
You're
guy
not wrong.
knows how to
You're
play
not wrong.
linebacker. Okay, let's get out of here.
No, we're all good. No. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Thanks for the beer.
Yeah, we'll do a lot more of this. Would you rather? I love being able to talk about these players and have comparisons and the way it goes. So I do appreciate your guys' thought about that. Iisha, I didn't mean to make you skittish.
You stressed me out a little bit.
Stress.
I got the stress.
You got the stress?
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Cheers. All right. That's for my scouts, for Iisha Morrison, for Zach Wolchuk. I'm Bryan Broaddus. Thank you again for joining us here on The Stack. Thanks again to 8 Beer for being along with us. They are outstanding, so make sure you check them out. We will see you next week with some more opportunities to evaluate these players. Have a good weekend.